Hi everyone, welcome. We know that we are very close to Lag BaOmer, so we're going to start to inject our consciousness and connect our energy to that day, to that time. This is the months of Iyar, the months of Rabbi Shimon, the months of miracles and wonders, the months of healing, the months of love. There are so many blessings in that month that we would like to take the power of Taurus and to move forward, to push ourselves more than ever, to move forward, because we know the Taurus can makes us a little bit heavy and lazy, in our thoughts, in our mind. It's also falling in the time of the Omer, but we would like to go against nature and to do the opposite things that the Taurus might tell us, right? The Taurus have a lot of power, as we said before. We like to use the positive powers of the Taurus, but it depends on each one of us which choices we're going to take. So we have to pay attention. Also this parasha speaks about it speaks about Nahar Yotze Me'eden, all the blessings coming from the Garden of Eden that we need to type and to connect with those blessings. And also last parasha, it was talking about להוסיף בקודש and לא להוריד בקודש. It means that we should add in whatever we are doing and not to do less. And we know that Satan will let us, always put in our mind things that, why we should do less and not more. And most of the time, he's convincing us because it sounds to us that you have good thoughts, and he's right with what he says, right? So, because again, remember, he can't give us 100% lie, that those words or thoughts he put in our mind have also a little bit truth. So we convinced by that little bit truth, but then we're doing a mistake and we doing less and connecting less with the Creator. Now, I don't know if you pay attention, but recently Michael is talking a lot about energy of limitless energy, that we should type ourselves with that energy. As we mentioned many, many times, that the energy of the cosmos is getting every day very, very strong and continue to enter the world in a very strong way. Nobody asking us if yes or no, it's just things that are happening. And our job is to prepare our vessel to receive that type of light, those type of blessings. So one of the things we would like to work and to change, it's to really to start to practice our mind, our brain, to get at that point of limitless, like to start to let go on a lot of things from our past, a lot of things that happen during the day, even not to hold into any type of energy that might block us to cleave ourselves with the blessings. Okay, and also one of the main things that Michael is planting seeds, a lot of seeds in our mind, our brain, our consciousness. It's the energy of desire. Desire, to have a strong and big desire, but limitless desire, right? So we need to have limit energy in everything, but also limit blessings and limit desire. So that's something we need to start to pay attention to, the way that we are thinking, the way that we are operating during the day. Now, we're talking about something that it's limitless. It's beautiful to see, in the book of Yedid Nafshi, Beloved of My Soul. So in the introduction of our teacher, actually this is the introduction of Michael Berg, that he writes here, Hakarat Toda, to say thank you, that to recognize the thank you, that someone did something good for us, and we saying thank you, right? So of course we need to say thank you to the Creator every second from our life, every minute, every hour, and every week and month and year. But also we need to say thank you for different people and different souls around us, and especially to Kabbalists. So Michael says here, Harav Yosef Winstock Zatzal Katav. If we know, one of the students of Rav Ashlag was Rabbi Yosef Winstock, that he he used to spread also the Zohar and spread Kabbalah. And he wrote different quotes and different, he wrote, I think, one book, maybe more, quotes from Rav Ashlag and things that he experienced with Rav Ashlag. And here Michael mentioned one of his writings. מי כמונו תלמידיו של בעל הסולם, like we, who is like us, the students of בעל הסולם, the students of רב אשלג, נחקק בזיכרוננו השמחה הגדולה העוברת כל גבול שהיה לרבנו הקדוש בעת שנגמר הדפסת הספר הזוהר. He says like, it's been engraved in our memory, the big happiness that it was above any limitations. Remember we said limitless, any limitation that our teacher Rav Ashlag have at the time that they finished to print the book of the Zohar. In Pirush Sulam, with the translation of the Sulam, it's called translation of the ladder. ביום ל"ג בעומר, and when they did it, so when they finish, they did in Lag BaOmer, Rav Ashlag did, it was in the year, בשנת תשי"ג, ערך סעודה גדולה בכפר מירון. He did a big celebration, a big feast in the mountain of Meron. We know what there is in Meron. It's the place of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. So they went to Meron and did a big celebration, big feast in Meron, בכפר מירון, in the village of Meron. ובתוך הסעודה, inside of the meal, ציווה לנגן ניגון בלי מילים. Rav Ashlag said that he kind of he asked from the people to sing a melody without words. Melody without words. It's very beautiful what Rav Ashlag actually saying here. והתאים בדברי קודשו בזה הלשון. And he said, and he explained everyone why. היות ואין בפי דיבורים לשבח ולהודות להשם יתברך, because I don't have in my mouth right now words to praise and to say thank you to the Creator, על שזיכני לחבר הפירוש על הזוהר, that he give me the merit to write the translation for the Holy Zohar, for the Zohar. לכן אני מצווה לנגן ניגון בלי מילים. And that's why I'm asking from you to sing a melody without words. You know, because Rav Ashlag telling us here, you know, there's not enough words and there's not enough thank you to say to the Creator for the merit he gave me to write the translation for the Zohar and to finish the Zohar. Limitless energy. ולהבדיל אלפי הבדלות לא אוכל להתחיל להודות לקדוש ברוך הוא על שעלה בידי לזכות להשתתף בכתבי האדמו"ר ולהוציאם לאור העולם, שהקדוש ברוך הוא יודע את רב עוונותיי, חסדי השם, כי לא תמנו, כי לא קל רחמך. And Rav Ashlag continue in saying, I can't even start to say thank you to the Creator that he give me the merit to put my effort and to deal with the writings of Admor, ולהוציאם לאור, and to manifest them to the world, that the Creator know my short circuit, know the things I'm doing wrong, avonotai, he know my desire to receive for himself alone. You know, even Rav Ashlag says, you know, that he have desire to receive for himself alone, and he said the Creator know the truth, he know about my mistakes, he know about the desire to receive for himself alone. Chasdei Hashem, but those are the Chasdei Hashem, those are the mercy of the Creator. Ki lo tamnu, ki lo chalu rachamecha. Because the mercy of the Creator, they didn't disappear, didn't finish, and the mercy of the Creator never ever ends. Again, you know, we can look at the world, thousands of years. Yeah, there are different type of negativities, but without the mercy of the Creator, the world cannot exist. This is something we need to keep in mind, just to appreciate more all of the good that the Creator is doing for us and for the world. And then he says, I want to say thank you. He's saying thank you to the donors that help to finish the Zohar and to do everything that need to be done. So he says the names, מר מיכאל בנימין בן טוביה, שן היושב ראש, מר יצחק בן שלום הלוי, שפיר היושב ראש, ומר צבי בן שלמה דודל היושב ראש, שנדבה רוחם אותם לנדב על הדפסת ספרים אלו, that they donate the money to print those books of the Zohar. So he said thank you to those 3 donors. וכך כתב הגאון מהערכה היסטרולה בספרו בן אברהם. And now he bring a quote. I was bringing a quote from one of the righteous, from Historla בספרו בן אברהם. The name of the book is Ben Avraham. It's from Parashat Vaishlach, from portion Vaishlach, דף ר"ג ע"ב. I'm going to read and I'm going to translate. המדפיס ספרים מממונו להוציא לאור תורה, the one that prints book from his money to reveal the light of the Torah, זוכה ויושב במחיצת התלמיד החכם מחברי הספרים. So something very, very powerful for us to really to take in and to think of. What does it mean, limitless, okay? So he's saying, the one that gives from his money to print holy books. So now we're talking here about the Zohar, right? To print books, to reveal the light of the Creator, he's receiving the merit to sit next to Bimchitzat, like in the territory of the Talmid Chacham, that righteous, that holy person, or Talmid Chacham, it's like a wise person that wrote the book. So in different words, when a person gives money to print books, any book of a righteous person, he says he will sit in a territory like next to that righteous. Because of this person right now that give the money to print the book of that righteous, the book that revealed the light to the world, people will receive that knowledge in any time. ואילו היה גנוז למקצועות המשכן בירכתיים, but if that energy will stay concealed and stay that's just in one book, and we're not going to print thousands and millions and billions of books, לא היו לומדים בו, so a lot of people are not going to reach that level of study from that book. והנה אמרו חז"ל, and the righteous said, in חז"ל, במסכת יבמות דף צדיק זין, על ידי אמרו שפתותיו דובבות, his lips are saying the words, are connecting with the energy וכולי, כדאיתה שם, ולפי זה הגורם שיהיה חכם חי אחרי מותו, and who was the one to make sure that the righteous will be alive after he left the world, גם הוא זוכה ויושב מחצתו. So that person that makes sure, let's say we study, so let's say a person give money to print, let's say the Zohar, okay? When I need to print the Zohar, so give money to print the Zohar. He says he will have the merit to sit in the territory of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. It's amazing, right? To think about it even. Now, because of that person that gave the money and those books been printed, now people around the world will receive this book and they're going to study from the book, right? It says, so while they study and saying the words, because of them keeping the righteous alive after he left the world, also they've been promised to sit in territory of that righteous. Now, also us, when we know somebody, let's say, give money to print the Zohar we have at home, or any other book that we have at home of a righteous person, somebody donate the money to print those books. So he receives his merit. Now we read in those books and activating the words of the righteous, right? So also we receiving the energy to sit in the territory of the righteous person. שהרי הוא גרם לאחיותו, because right now he making the righteous person to be alive. ואין ספק שהוא בא לעולם הבא, and there's no doubt when the person will go to the upper world. החכם בעצמו, עם סיעת מרחמוי, היא יוצאים לקראתו לקבל פניו. He said the righteous will come with all of his people to escort the person, that one that will, one, it's, giving money to print his books, and one that reading from the books and share it with other people. So while he keep the righteous alive, because the righteous people, it's not like today. They didn't write a book to sell on Amazon or to sell in, or give it free to receive the email, like people doing today. The righteous, they wrote the books because they've been sent from the Creator to help us how to cleave ourselves to the light of the Creator, to the blessings, to remind us why we came here, what our mission, what we need to do, where we are going, what is the journey of the soul, to remind us the truth of why we are here. Because remember, we live in the world of Satan, and Satan will give us every second different thoughts just to make us forget why we are here. So every time we reading from the book, we're reviving our energy, our soul, our mission, our contract. We signed the contract in the upper world. And then Rav Ashak saying, יהי רצון שיקוים בהם בחייהם בעזרת השם ויהיה חלקנו עמהם. That we need to create that desire, again, desire, limitless desire, that we will do more good deeds in our life, and we will have the merit to be among the righteous people. So, the righteous people, when they leave the world, they cannot do the spiritual work here. But the Zohar says, they're waiting for us to ask for help, to ask for their help. Okay, so one, we need to ask for their help. Second, every time there is any opportunity of sharing, giving, because what is limitless, when a person leaves the world, the books still stay in here because people printing more and more and more books, right? So imagine that's energy, it's endless energy. And also every time that the person read and scan from that book, because of the person that give money to print the books, also the person receive energy, the person that give the money to print the book, right? So there are so many blessings that a person by, we don't even think about it, right? Because sometimes we can give money for something, and that money can go to something bad. And then because of, I work hard for the money, I earn the money, then I give it to something, I don't know even what is that, and I give it, and they use it for something not really good. What do you think, which type of energy I will receive from it? Of course, not good energy, right? So the thing is, when we doing also something in the spiritual level, not a lot of time we think about what kind of merits we're receiving, because we're supposed to invest our energy, time, and money more and more in our spiritual work. What does it mean? It means like in my mission, why I came to the world, what I'm doing here, what is my mission? Okay, so if I'm planting the seeds and putting in my mind that everything that I'm doing, I want to cleave myself with the Creator, the angels will guide me. Every time I want to cleave myself, there is different things, but when I want to cleave myself with limitless energy, when I want to influence forever, right? So what people doing? People printing books, right? Like the Kabbalists, back in the time, it wasn't a time that they have a lot of money to print the books, right? So what they did in Shivat Kol Yehuda, they choose the person that he have the most memory, can write down fast, and they send him they collect the money and they send him to study with Rav Ashlag. And when he come back, he taught them what he received from that class. Because not everyone have the money to go into study even with Rav Ashlag. Because Rav Ashlag, he put a high price to whoever will come to his classes. Why? Because they need the money to print the books. They need the money to spread Kabbalah. Okay, so they didn't have the money to even to have. You remember, Rav Ashlag was writing. He didn't have enough paper even to write everything the way he wanted to write the Zohar. Rav Ashlag said that if Rav Ashlag is supposed to write everything in a way that we will understand everything into the small details, so we need to have like 700 volumes of the Zohar. Can you imagine? Who will buy 700 volumes? People barely want to agree to buy 23 volumes. So 700, right? So because they didn't have money to do that, so Rav Ashlag, this is why he kind of connected and downloaded the what's called Sfata Anafim, the language of the branches. And today we study Kabbalah, so we can understand more or less, the words that what does it mean and how it connects to my life. Just I was thinking to, it's very powerful to go back to the roots and to start to, one of the tricks to fight our opponent, to always inject consciousness, reminders from the past, and reminders about these different things we study already. Maybe you might even know that, but just to remind ourselves, who I want to listen to. I want to listen to my Satan. I want really to plant seeds, really to save millions and billions in the world. And not just that, the person that's doing it also receive a reward. Second, every time we scan in the Zohar, we read in different books, even Rav and Keren books, different Kabbalist books, we also keeping the righteous alive. Because now the energy of the righteous going through our vessel, and we saying the words of the right. This is why when you talk with someone, it's better if to say, I read in the Zohar says, Rav Ashlag says, Rav and Keren, Rav says, Keren says, so we're actually quoting. It's good to quote from righteous people, so we keep them alive. And I don't want that the words that I'm saying will come from me. I want to be a channel to reveal the light of the righteous. Okay, so let's take this point to our heart, to open our heart, to think about, Lag BaOmer is coming up in a week and a half. And we like to inject, every year we inject in energy it's a seed level to print Zohars, to spread Zohars. We have Zohar outing, we print in Zohars, we share in Zohars. We see what's going on in the world. Each one of us need to awakening his fire, his energy inside, to have that sense of urgency, like the Rav, used to have about the Zohar and about spreading the Zohar and about saving the world, that the energy will come in a merciful way and not in a judgmental way, judging way, right? So let's take this time before Lag BaOmer, and each one of us think about, what can I do? How can I do? How can I contribute? How can I help to spread Kabbalah? Each one of us, we are a beacon of light. We are soldiers of the Creator. And remember, it says, even though a person doesn't have the money to give, let's say we're talking about money, we need to print Zohars. One of the Kabbalists explain, if the person doesn't have money to give a donation, but he have the desire to give donation, the light will help him and will give him the money to give the donation. Okay, let's say a person saying, so we need to look inside and to say, okay, if I have the money, how much money I would like to give to print the Zohar? I want to be part of it, okay? And check in your heart, how much you will willing. And if you don't have physically, ask and beg from the Creator. The Creator, there's so many miracles that happens to different students, different people, that the money appeared. But this money, it's money for what you asked. It's not money you can take and do whatever you want with that. So just remember, when we ask him for something specific, if a person wants to give donation, and let's say he doesn't have the money, and he beg and he really have real desire, the light will give him the money to give. But this amount he promised to give, he need to give the exact amount. If he going to start to play around, the light also in the business, we can lie to the light. So we need to build the right vessel to ask. So let's all create miracles, and then especially in this time, the time of the time of the months of Iyar, months of Taurus, and also the time that we're supposed to live by miracles every day, as the Rav explained. Okay, so let's open our mics and share Shabbat Shalom with everyone. And we start to say Chag Sameach. We're coming to this amazing holiday.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Bye, guys.
Chag Sameach.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach.